Yeah. So you gave us a really cool tip about like how to do this post, but like you just touched on it. Can you go a little bit in deeper in that? If I want to be a contributor, okay, so we've convinced someone they want to contribute. Like, what the heck should their posts look like?
Yeah, I would say a great person that I've been following this year is Dave. Starts with a G. Let me get it back to you. Let me send this over. He is a marketing guy. He's over at Privy. If you just typed in Privy, I know he would pop up. But he's over at Privy. He's got a lot of followers, and he talks a lot about that style, like your format, copywriting. So I would shout out to him and say, follow his stuff. Watch what he does. He has a course on it too that I think is like $100. Talks a lot more about copywriting. That's something I want to get better at, but as of right now, what I've learned and what I've seen a lot is you have your setup of, okay, I have 4 lines to hook somebody. So just like you're writing a story or an essay back in school, what can I say about this post that is going to hook them? What's going to draw them in? What's like the teaser, the trailer? So the first 4 lines are really important. And typically how I do that is set it up. Then the next line right before I click the See More button is going to say, down below is how I explain, or leave them on this cliffhanger almost, so where it's, oh, what's he talking about? Can I click more? And like I said, I'm not a pro at this, and I think that's the beauty of content creation in LinkedIn is nobody's gonna, in my opinion, nobody really remembers you for posts that you put out a week ago, especially if you're doing it frequently, like myself, where it's like I'm posted 5 times a week. It's like chances are nobody's even going to remember what I put out. So you have all these chances again and again to improve that. So I just put one out today and it didn't do well in comparison to what I usually do. So I was like, okay, either not a great topic that I chose or I didn't have the setup. What can I do different? How would I be able to hook someone better? But after you get them hooked, then from there it's pretty easy because then you can be a little more lax in like your format. You can tell the story a little bit more. I tend to try not to go over maybe 3 lines max, like per little paragraph. Because the other side of it too is I would treat it more like a Twitter post where people aren't trying to get in there and trying to read a long story. Like the quicker you can tell a story in a meaningful way, the better. So I think that's what I'm trying to work on this year. How do you storytell? How do you write stuff a little bit easier, summarize it a little bit easier for people to get everything you want to put into that post in a quick way to be like, oh, that was interesting. That was worth my 5 seconds to read that, you know?
That's interesting, man. So should we hashtag or not hashtag?
I read something a while ago. I think it does help, but I have seen if you put more than, I think it's 7 is what I read last. This could change. But last I read when I was looking into that is if you have more than 7 hashtags, LinkedIn can actually flag you in their little algorithm as being like a bot or being spam. So if the people out there that are putting like 20 hashtags and think that, oh, I'm improving all this search, it's actually not. It's actually hurting you because it reads it as like this spammy post. So the less you can do, the better, actually. Yeah. I think,
okay. So
I was going to say, too, I think that kind of plays into like the audience side of it, too, because I've been trying to play around with that right now, too, of not doing hashtags and seeing if it still turns out the same way. Yeah. And there's been quite a few lately that I haven't really been putting hashtags on and been doing just as fine with the ones that do. So I don't know. I don't know how much it actually ends up playing into it.